Hey guys, we are now live and I'll be announcing where I'll be going. So the main thing also, you guys, if you haven't followed me yet, I am now in Hong Kong instead of the Netherlands. So being in Hong Kong, what is really nice about it is that I can actually go to a lot of places also in Asia. And also we're testing out the live function here right now. I'm not quite sure if the audio and the quality is well. We are using my Galaxy S8 with the Wi-Fi of my office, which is pretty fast because we have like 200 megabytes per second here instead of what we had in the Netherlands, which is like 4 or 5 megabytes, which is really slow. And yeah, another thing that is really cool about being in Hong Kong is that I can visit a lot of places in Asia, and the next trip I'll be going is in Japan. So if you guys actually are in Japan also, or you are from Japan, you can actually come and if you see me or bump into me on the street, you can actually just say hi, and I have some small gifts to give away. I have these small sticky thingies, what I actually am going to try out, and I actually bought like a whole bunch of them. And the great thing about these is that I've been trying to think of a way how to put my phone on or stick onto a window, because if you've seen my Taiwanese or videos in Taiwan, you probably have seen like shots inside a train, filming out of the train and getting kind of like a drone-like shot, or actually other kind of shots, and able to stick onto the window and stick your phone on it. I probably think would get like really nice shot. Plus, because it sticks onto the window, you don't have to hold it as tight. You do have to hold it because after a while it will get loose, but at least you don't have to hold it like crazy tight onto the window. So if you guys have any questions right now, I have like 2 people actually watching the live feed for me a bit. And yeah, we can actually see, I'm actually getting a phone with some live feed comments. Hi, a lot of people from Indonesia. I'll be actually maybe later this year I'll be going to Indonesia and actually visit that. But at the moment here, next week 11th to the 17th I'll be in Japan. So any other followers who are in Japan, they can actually follow me. And yeah, hi Jacob Koenig from Germany. Also, if you have any questions, you guys, about like my 2018, you can ask me about it. Actually, also, if you have noticed me and the video that I've posted before, I've actually lost some weight right now. So I was like at 98 kilograms before. Now slimmed down to 91 kilograms. I'm still going through like a diet, but I'm actually slimming slightly more. And hi Lutfi. And yeah, actually got like through a banana diet or banana island, and got me quite slim. So hopefully I'll be slimming down further. The main reason why I'm actually also slimming down is in 2019 I want to go to Mount Everest. Not go to the top, but just the base camp. So we're planning on that with a whole team, and we want to go there and interview a few people. Is YouTube my main job? No, YouTube is like close to the main job, but I also have like other things where I earn money with. So I have also a lot of professional camera gear, and I do photography and also filming a lot of corporate videos. However, I don't post all of them on my YouTube. So also, yeah, if there is any other questions here, so thanks Manan Vira for that question. And also, or Mike Voss. That was pretty quick. All the best on the Everest trip. Thanks Mina and Vera for that. How old am I? I am now 32, so it's not that young anymore. So going to Everest is quite a thing. It's not a midlife crisis thing, but mainly it's something that's, yeah, if you just want to try out and do. So, and also it's a dangerous thing to do also. So you might think hiking up a mountain, but already base camp 1 is already you can die from doing that. So I need to get fit for that. And yeah, it's also like the people going up to Mount Everest, actually going to the top, I have deep respect for them. I want to interview a few that are going to do that and see what their mindset is to do that and everything, and how they prepared for it. So I need to also prepare myself for just going to the base camp, but yeah, base camp 2 and actually the top, that is really crazy to do that. And where did you learn videography? So I actually learned videography in Hong Kong, doing a lot of things directly, working at yeah, actually doing this stuff. So actually I started first with events photography. I had like the 1100D or the 1000D first to do events photography with. Then I met Alan, who is my mentor in Hong Kong, and he taught me how to film. I could borrow his 5D Mark II, which actually they still are. Actually April uses the Mark II. And that taught me quite a lot how to film clubbing and events. And from there I bought my own camera, the 500D. It's not as great, but I won my first short film with that, the 48 hours film competition. And it was quite interesting doing that, and from that I learned how to actually work in the field and film, yeah, doing a lot of short films. Oh, at what age? So it's 2009, go back around 8 years, 20, wait, it's 24, I think. So at 24, so before that I was studying packaging design, and yeah, I was actually published in Computer Arts magazine. So I actually changed my career when I was 24. So that was quite an interesting change actually. I still do a lot of creative things, but differently in more, yeah, instead of graphically, I'm doing more visually and animated. How chungdha? Okay, I'm not quite sure how to speak your Russian name, but I'm from Russia, usually see your video. Thank you for your presets. Thank you very much. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name because it's like two something something something. What keeps you motivated? Hi Shisnas, hoe gaat het? Gaat goed? Okay, choose the A6300 or the A7 Mark I. I would say go for the A6300. The reason for that is it has proper autofocus, and you can actually put an adapter on it to get the full frame kind of view, but also because it has like more proper autofocus if you want to take photos with it, with like Canon lenses, and Canon lenses on it mounted with adapter is pretty cheap. So with the A1 you need to buy the Sony lenses. Sony lenses are more affordable or less affordable. And yeah, the A6300 also has 4K instead and slow-mo and everything. So, or A7R2. If you have the money, no, still go with, depends if you do video, go A6300. If you are into photography, the more megapixels is actually better. And actually if you do time lapses, the crazy 42 megapixels also pretty good for that. You can zoom in later for a lot of things. GH5, so she's not GH5, possibly BMPCC in actual practical body with 4K. What do you think? Hope for? Oh, you mean like upcoming cameras? Actually, like for what I think about the G5H or GH5S, it's still like a rumor, but it is interesting. But what Panasonic really need to fix is the autofocus. I hope they have like a firmware coming up, or just fix or improve the autofocus somehow in video. It's not, I know a lot of professionals do manual focus, but they would expand the range of people buying their cameras if they have also improved autofocus, especially make the face detection work much better, faster, and more accurate instead of hunting too much. And yeah, get also a lot of vloggers onto their cameras instead of a lot of people right now. But Blackmagic side, I would like to see a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema, like a bigger one. Like the original one had a lot of issues. They could fix it with like making it much more proper, slightly bigger, actually like much bigger, like the size of the GH5, and have like also a lot of the compatible stuff with also like bigger sensor instead of like that crazy 3x crop. So hi Lewis, and hi Yuan Dang. Love your presets, keep doing what you do. What aspect of Premiere Pro 60 2018 do I like? I haven't it's not that much improved compared to the 2017 one, but personally, yeah, overall I still like how it is. The new motion templates are still just not really into it that much. Do you think that the continuous F will be better on the GH5S? I haven't touched the GH5S. I'm not there. Like, I hope Panasonic comes to me and asks me to be an ambassador, but I'm not an ambassador, so I don't know if the GH5S will have like better autofocus. Yeah, the Blackmagic Pocket, like, of course it has really nice gradable footage, but issue with it is the ISO 800 is not that bad, but like with the micro afterwards, it's like above ISO 400, everything sucks. So it doesn't, I'm a person who likes to film in the dark, so anything I really need ISO 3200. So who are you from? You mean where are you from? I'm actually from the Netherlands. I'm born in the Netherlands, however my parents are from Hong Kong. So that's why I want to be in Hong Kong right now. He comes from his mother. Yeah, thanks. It's not. That's really good. Because might be more interesting. So the thing is also, let's see what else. The best camera for under $1,000. It depends without or with a lens, but personally, I think the RX100 is a really nice camera to use. I'm thinking actually picking it up. I have the LX10 and it's not that great. The reason why the LX10 of the Panasonic is not that great is the stabilization is digital. So if you use the stabilization, it crops the sensor to 35 or 30 millimeters, and when you're using 4K it crops more and it becomes 35 millimeter. So filming yourself with it doesn't really work that nice. Other thing is, other camera that I really like is like, actually you can get like now the Canon, if you are not interested in 4K, you can actually get the 200D. It's really cheap and it's really like a simple camera to start with. Other camera, if you want to look at 4K, you can also go for the G7. And announcement will be tomorrow. Yeah, I know actually a lot of companies asked me if I wanted to go to CES, but I already bought tickets to Japan, so I'm actually going on like a short holiday to Japan and actually film there because I like Japan. How do you make your money at the moment for all your traveling? Okay, yeah, it's basically work, doing a lot of filming work, and yeah, a lot of stuff to get my money. Was how are the drone regulations in the Netherlands? I actually haven't looked at those that much, but most of the time you can. I'm actually looking at. Okay, so Taimai asks, I want to be a video editor. Give me advice on who to learn to become a professional video editor. So the main thing, yeah, if you want to be a professional video editor, there is a lot of good videos out there. If you want to learn Premiere Pro, you can actually, like, I have a whole playlist of like effects you can learn from my videos, but also on Premiere Pro or Adobe website, and Adobe have their own channel where you can actually learn pretty much a lot of different things from them. So they have like good lists on how to learn. Okay, so what's on the table here? I have actually a Maneki Neko Goku Super Saiyan puppet. Actually, this one is super sharp. I don't know why they made this so like I can stab somebody with it. But also, like, on the table here, I have like stickies where literally you can stick onto your phone and then onto a window. So for the guys who are in Japan right now or next week while I'm there, if you actually meet me, I can actually give you one of these. So these are like small gifts if you are actually meet me in person. So these I'm going to test out. I have a lot of them, and or that it's a limited supply, but I do have like quite a lot to give. So if you meet me in person, you can ask me a question and I'll give you one of these. So what are these actually really good for is literally sticking onto windows. You do need to have like a cover that is also pretty glossy to stick on. What kind of computer should I use for montage or editing? Like, mainly the main thing is look at your GPU and the amount of RAM. Basically, RAM nowadays isn't that expensive, so you can easily go like 16 gigabytes of RAM. But you do need to look at your video card. And personally, you don't need to have a Mac. Personally, I do get a Mac because of the yeah, right now they have like really good screens, but you can buy a PC and just spend most of it on a really proper screen. But I have the iMac 5K in my office and I like using it because it's a 5K screen. There isn't that many 5K screens out there. And yeah, laptop or PC, it's really personal preference. For me, I travel a lot, so I have also a laptop on the side. But personally, if you don't travel that much and you are always editing at home, go for a PC because you can maximize everything. You can you can build a tower for a really relative cheap price and have like the maximum performance nowadays. And are some of the top other YouTubers you follow and recommend? So other top followers is like Casey Neistat. I really like his videos, his yeah, how he makes the stories, and also Philip Bloom. What else are there out there? Let's read more. Let's see, that's a question. Will there be new effects for Premiere? Of course there will be new effects. However, because I'm quite busy with work, it's quite hard to think of new effects. If you guys actually have suggestions for effects that you want to see, you can actually comment below or actually drop me an email, because you will be able to see in like a lot of the descriptions on my videos there's an email. You can email me if you have any suggestions or actually like effects you want to see, and it makes my job a little bit easier instead of me having to scout too much for like effects. But also please look at what I already have done, because there's a lot of effects already on my channel. So just to not have like a email that is double. So I just start travel video, and I already got too much stuff to store on my hard drive. What kind of storage do you use? I have right now 2 different kind of storage. I have the Samsung PES or Samsung T3 hard drives, which is 1 terabyte. It is a more expensive drive, but the great thing about it is that it's the speed. So I have like a lot of 4K footage and time lapses, and those need to load that a lot of files. On the side, I also have like a good big backup storage, which is WD Passport, I think it is, and it's Western Digital, and it's like 4 terabytes, and the price of it is not that expensive. So you have like a small, it's actually pretty small. It's like a 2.5 disc. So it's 4 terabytes. So that one can store a lot of files, and it's not that expensive. And okay, and then just small technical thing. I need to be able to read the comments. Yeah, the WD is really tiny. It's now stuck to my iMac, but I'm not going to show you because I'm still editing something on that. We'll come to Singapore. I might actually, but I'm not quite sure when yet. Are you letting your hair grow long again? Maybe it depends on like how I look. Good lens for the G7. Personally, go with like a lot. Like I love the 7-14 f4, but I know it's quite expensive because that is really wide if you want to do vlogging. However, one cheap lens that's really small is the 35-100 f4 5.6. Even though it's not a fast lens, but it's bloody sharp. So from a lot of tests, it's actually a really nice small compact tele lens. So you don't really, and also for portrait shots and actually like close-up shots, you can get really nice product shots with that. So the 35-100 Panasonic lens. What do you think about new Leica wide angle? So the 8-18 Leica Panasonic lens, it is a bit like it's bit expensive, and also it's too huge. I know it's like more range on the tele ends instead of being the 7-14, but I personally still like the 7-14. Other thing also great about the 8-18, you can put a filter on it, while the 7-14 you can't. But also the 8-18, the f2.8 isn't that much brighter, and the only thing is like with comparing it with a few other lenses, the 7-14 from Olympus 2.8 is more constant with the aperture 2.8, but also you can't put a filter on it, and that one is also quite heavy and huge. The lower 7.5, I haven't tested it yet. I haven't held it yet. I've seen only images of it, so I'm not quite sure about it. Samyang also have like a pretty nice small 7.5 millimeters fisheye lens, and however, filming yourself with it is a fisheye, or it's a manual lens, so you don't have autofocus, so it's a little bit harder to do that. Can you come to Vietnam? I can come to Vietnam, but I'm actually thinking about coming to Vietnam to like a lot of the water beaches, because there are a lot of nice clear water beaches there, and just depends on where in Vietnam is. So because Vietnam is also pretty big, and yeah, if you have any suggestions for clear water areas, yeah, you can actually yeah, drop me a message, because we're looking to do some diving, and also I want to learn diving. What? She has nice language. So hey. Beaches. I said beaches. So yeah, basically, yeah, next week we're going to Tokyo. So yeah, if also people have suggestions what to visit, but will be pretty cold, but luckily upcoming week have like pretty nice weather. So you've been to Tokyo in 2010. Last year I've been to Tokyo, Yokohama for like the CP Plus. This year I'll be there also, but yeah, the other kind of trade shows in like the rest of the world, I'm still looking at it. Only the ones in Asia itself I'll be going, but I don't want to spend too much like last year going to LA, because our NAB, and unless somebody sponsors me for that, because NAB was a little bit expensive for me, and also because I went to Yokohama and a few other shows, it wasn't that new. There wasn't that much new things for me to see than all of like only things from small companies, but the bigger companies already like released the GH5 back then. So okay, any questions about 2018 still? Because yeah. Hi Anessa, as I'm from Indonesia. Okay, I just moved. Hi MS, I'm JS. Just moved to Hong Kong. Please let me tag along if you gonna do. Okay, I'm going to and I'll go on check your channel later out and see if I can do something. However, I do have like a team here already. Got like April and Alan who follows me. I was in Hong Kong Electronics Fair. I actually missed the Hong Kong Electronics Fair here. Actually, I missed a lot of things because I didn't actually look too much at the Asian yeah, broadcasting things and electronic shows. So I still need to make a nice list somewhere so I can make sure about or put it onto my agenda to know about it. Should go to Ha Long Bay for the clear beaches, or Phu Quoc. And if you plan to go to Vietnam, you should stop by Hanoi, capital of Vietnam, for our traditional pho and tasty food. Okay. Okay. I actually, yeah, pho, I actually ate quite a lot of that. And yeah, let's see if there's a lot of, there are actually also a lot of other traditional foods then, because I don't know that many other stuff. But my best friend in the Netherlands actually was or is Vietnamese. So actually I have like grown up with a family that are Vietnamese. Can take a subway across over Lo Wu. Yeah, actually I can actually go to Lo Wu and Shenzhen quite a lot, but I don't really do any shopping there, then only go visiting some companies there. So I've actually, yeah, probably in the coming time I'll be visiting and doing interviews with companies, so it's more interesting content. So I also get you guys to know a lot of the companies, because a lot of companies probably publish a lot of their products, but you don't know the company itself, like what their mindset are. It was actually quite interesting meeting the Yungyo meeting up and having a meeting with Yungyo, because their mindset is not like what you think it is normally. Vietnamese lumpia, yeah. Mis frikandel en al die ongein, al die ongezonde dingen. But actually in Hong Kong we have like a Dutch restaurant called Orange Tree, and I haven't visited them while I'm here, so probably I'll go check them out soon. But I'm actually slimming down, so probably better not eat the frikandel and stuff, because it's like a beef stick or sausage that is fried. What light are you using now? So I'm now using the Aperture Mini 20D, and we have one gigantic Pelican with it. So yeah, so I can't really show you it. I'm actually using a Manfrotto light stand and also a umbrella for it. Okay. Okay, how old are you? I am 32 right now. Hey, check it, media. I've been to Vienna, Austria these last 10 years. Hopefully you're gonna be back for all those bad stuff. Yeah, I haven't been to Austria. I haven't been to Austria actually. I've been to a lot of places in Europe, to Germany, and let's say also like the Mini 20Ds. Actually, you can see it's pretty bright. Actually, I have like one flap closed down, so it isn't casting too much light onto the background, but it's actually like half of the umbrella is lit, and it's already giving me a good lighting. And yeah, it's a nice light because you can use different method of powering it. You can actually power it by 5-volt USB, so you can actually connect it with like a Xiaomi Yi or a power bank, or you can actually also power it with MPF batteries, and also wall plug it. So you can actually do a lot of things with it. And the package, you have like multiple lights with it. So this is how the Aperture LS Mini 20D look like. And what's great about it, you have like this knob for the power, and you have here a knob to actually focus the light, so you can have it a wider spread. And also here we have a barn door with it. This one is the one with the Kelvin, so you can press it down and then change the Kelvin of it. But you have also like one with only the daylight function. And I have to say, this light I've used for an interview, and it's really nice. So we'll have actually a proper review of this later. Okay. Channel, keep following you. Okay, thanks, Check It Media. And hi, Daniel. Been to Budapest. Thanks, man. Do love your content. I'm using them since first time see. My clients love them, by the way. Please make more premium paid stuff. Yeah, I actually have like some other preset sets coming out. I've been busy working on them. There's like yeah, I'm not going to give too much info away about them, because it's quite a lot of work to make a whole entire set. So they are on the way. Actually, how late is it for you guys? Because I'm now in Hong Kong, and it's about, actually, it's right now, what time is it? It's 1 a.m. I'm doing this quite late at night, so it's 5 p.m. in the Netherlands, or 5 p.m. in Europe, in the Netherlands. So you guys actually in Indonesia should be actually close to my time also, right? In Azerbaijan, it's 8 p.m. So actually, any questions about gear and stuff? Because I've like, yeah, actually I've recently bought the Spark. I'm actually going to release a video pretty soon about it. Yeah, the DJI Spark is actually quite interesting. Right now, I'm not quite sure where I place it. It's like, it is small, but it's not tiny. Okay, sorry for the loud sound. So we have like the Spark here without the battery, but yeah, honestly, what I like about it compared to the Mavic Pro, even though like that missed quite a lot of features, also the color isn't, or the color is actually pretty good for it being on auto. So you can't change like it to be on a lock color. I wish they had like add that feature onto this. But personally, I like it because it has like some, if you launch it by hand, it needs to land also by hand. So if you let it fly really close to the ground, it won't automatically land. And the great thing about it, you can go really crazy places when you do that. So you can fly really low under a bridge without much issues. Image quality, honestly, the image quality is not that bad, but if you have to compare it to 4K, it's a whole different question. But actually, like the high ISO wasn't that bad when I last time used it at Hapat Nice, so it was at like low light situations. We actually got like, the noise isn't that bad on it compared to the Mavic. Mavic on now is like, if you use like high ISO on Mavic, the colors directly goes weird, even with like the Cinelike D. Budget 15, 1.7 to great as well. I saw a good one, I think. Hey, you guys talking about the lenses. Personally, like 25mm, I do have it, but I don't really use that much. The 42 I like slightly more of the 1.7 lenses, but I actually like the 12mm of Olympus because it's nice wide to shoot a lot of stuff with, also on a gimbal. 2-axis gimbal make any sense? 2-axis gimbals, it kind of works, but it has like, it will slightly wobble. And personally, right now the prices of gimbals are gone down crazy. Like right now you can get like the Crane 2 or V2 for like $399 on B&H. There's like a special thing going on because like the Crane 3 is out right now. So now 4-axis as well. Yeah, you can get like, but it's a weird extra thing. Or like the 5-axis stabilization right now even. So you have like a spring holder system. I've tried it, I don't really like it. It helps the bounce, but the hold of it's just weird. Personally, why I think of like the whole gimbal thing with our filmmakers out there. If you have a phone that can film really good, buy a phone gimbal because it's just really easy, quickly to use. And actually daily I use my phone gimbal instead of like the other gimbal. I'm actually going to grab it. So here I've got the Xeon Smooth 3 and it's just a really nice gimbal to use. So it's not because I'm a ambassador for them, I'm promoting this. It's literally the gimbal that I'm using daily, especially for vlogging. It's just quickly, I can literally quickly just put my phone or put a phone on top of here and pretty much is done. I haven't calibrated the weight for this, so pretty much that is all you need to do. And I turn it on. And here we have it. So with a camera gimbal, it's slightly a lot of slightly more difficult to do that. Video about the G6 setting for focus. For Panasonic G6, set it on AFS and choose one area focus and just choose the area to focus. I find that quite easy. How expensive is it? The Smooth Free is free something. I'm not quite sure how much it is, but the price, for me, I didn't find it too expensive. It's, I think, close to the Osmo price. However, they have like a more affordable version, which is the Smooth Q. The Smooth Q on the other side is a lot of plastic, which I'm afraid of because I drop my stuff. So you can see like there's a big scarf here. So this is metal, so dropping it, it doesn't break that easy, but with plastic, I'm not quite sure with it. But being it is like much cheaper. So the Smooth Free is actually $299 US, so it's not too expensive, but you can actually buy like the Smooth Q for way less. And personally, yeah, I like just walking around with this. Also, a small quick tip for you guys with using a phone gimbal. If you want to get like a slider shot, it's really easy. And just put it on lock mode and just move it left and right. You can get like a nice slider shot. Also, a cool thing with this is I've set the controller mode a little bit slow, but right now it's dipping down, and actually try to do this shot, a dipping rotating shot. I can't really show you how that look like, but if you imagine, this will be like a really awesome shot to quickly shoot a rotating and dipping it down. Well, actually later or soon make like a video how you do like a vertigo with your phone, or a vertigo with like a camera that has 4K. Actually turn this off. Let's read some of the comments again. So I bought a 3D Arc Solo quadcopter. Spark gimbal. The Spark gimbal actually works really well. I wouldn't have imagined that it would work that well. Only in sports mode it kind of goes all wonky because the whole drone goes sideways, but it's not that bad. But I haven't tried it hand holding filming something. I will try that later in like a review. Will I review the A7R3? I don't think I'll review it because it's mainly towards photography than video. Personally, Sony cameras, unless they have like an A7S III coming out, I might review that. But personally, I don't want to go buying like the top end the whole time. I really want to buy something that is more what I think is enough to buy, and enough because like I could get the Inspire one if I wanted to, but I don't think it's really needed. So see, are you into Bitcoin? I'm not really into Bitcoin. I've seen a lot of stuff about it. I'm all not really. Also, of course, unless Sony is going to be sponsoring me or put me as like an ambassador and they give me that camera to review, that's a whole different ball game. But mainly like most of the gear here, yeah, literally the Spark I had to buy myself. DJI didn't sponsor me for this. Like I've talked with their PR team, but they didn't want to sponsor me, so shame on them. Only real sponsor at the moment is Zhiyun, so props for them. And yeah, I really like literally I really like their products, and also I give them like a lot of reviews, or I give them a lot of tips, and they also give like quick feedback on me, like with things. So also like their stuff, like the quality of the stuff right now is really high end, so I haven't had much issue with this. And yeah, really, like even like dropping it didn't break. So how did you get the Zhiyun sponsorship? Like I did, how I got the sponsorship is, of course, I have like made tutorials with the Zhiyun. If you've seen my like how to fake a drone shot last year video, and also like showing you how to do a slider shot. So I've done a lot of videos where I show you how to use a gimbal, and mainly I'm showing Zhiyun gimbals in those, and giving you guys proper tips how to use a gimbal to get like special kind of shots. So I'll be doing that also, but of course Zhiyun is also, it's not like a bias reviews. They asked me to do proper reviews. I have like the Crane 2 that will be coming out, the video, and also comparing it. They let me compare it with other gimbals, so I can actually buy like other gimbals and compare with the Zhiyun, which is better, what they can improve. Aperture also makes nice. Yeah, Aperture makes really awesome products. I kind of actually need to make a review about the Mini 30D and the AL-M9. I really like that really small light. The AL-M9, actually have it in my bag. Actually, I have here this bag from Manfrotto, which I put everything in. This small, tiny ass light can last for 13 hours. So this is like a crazy small light. I actually hike with this light. I also have like a small clip I made for it, so it's on my backpack. I don't have to hold it the whole time, but this can last 13 hours and it actually works really well. And I hiked at night like to crazy places to capture shots that I wanted. And this works really well. And also, because it's a diffuse light, it actually lights up the entire like road in front of me, and it's less creepy than a torchlight with like a small spot on the road. It looks like me looking at like a horror movie scene the whole time. Instead, well, with this it's less creepy. I would wish that more stores would sponsor me. Like, I was talking with Digital Ref before, but I don't know what happened. They've been like last few videos they've been changing a lot of the hosts. Not sure why. Can give you this if you meet me in real life. This is like a nice small sticky thing. As I say, this is really small and actually crazy bright. So I'm not quite sure if I now like overexpose myself, but this small light is actually really bright. Actually really nice to use for interviews and also like clubbing and all kind of events. This is only like 40 bucks, so it's not that expensive. And also you can connect this with like a USB or power bank and just have this run for like almost forever. Monitor. Personally, I don't really like adding too much things to my camera. If like people who knows me, when I film, do a lot of weddings and other jobs, I just have as minimal as possible. I have like the Zacuto gear here in a box, but I don't like overly building it out. But I will be like reviewing a fuel world monitor soon. I'll be getting that soon, and it has like a power adapter. But like, yeah, it'd be nice if Small HD actually sponsors me. I actually have a Small HD monitor here, but it's specially bought because for the Zacuto rig, because it's on my shoulder, I can't really see it that well. 7-inch is pretty clunky. The G6, yeah, it doesn't have HDMI out because it's like a not high-end camera. The G7 doesn't have it either, but the G85 has it. And yeah, personally, like G85, yeah, it is actually quite expensive, not that cheap. But considering, like, I personally like just having like just only the camera filming, and I feel like it is also much easier to quickly get a shot filming handheld. Also, like G6, G7 can actually HDMI out if you don't internally record, so you can actually have like an external recorder, like the Blackmagic Video Assist with the internal recording, or with a recorder, or like having like the Atomus recorder, but that makes it quite an expensive setup though. Dumping the GH5. I'm actually also dumping the GH5 because the autofocus is annoying. Unless they sponsor me with the GH5S, I can test that out. But yeah, GH5, I'll probably will still use it for a lot of commercial shoot where manual focus. But for vlogging, I'm still searching for like a more interesting camera. Right now, I'm using my Galaxy S8 more for vlogging than the GH5. I'm not quite sure if Casey Neistat has the GH5S because he jumped over to the 6D Mark II, which he might have ditched the GH5S. But the GH5S, I'm not quite sure if it's really a thing or it was just a decorated GH5 with a lot of red stuff for Christmas. And man, you have gotten a lot of great stuff. Yeah, I have a lot of great stuff, but also not everything is really mine here. But also we have a lot of like pro photo lighting and photography stuff. So actually we have got today, we've gotten the Profoto A1 in, which is pretty interesting flashlight. Also you can use it as studio light or as a video light. Not quite sure where it is, but but also there was a helicopter shot and now the image is leaked out. Yeah, I have to get something to eat as they're while screaming. Be right back. Okay, thank you guys. Oh wait, less stuff. Oh, but using the ATD on C and Crane 2 is quite hard to capturing, even using the file. Sorry for betting. I haven't used the ATD yet. I'm looking for a camera with right now to test out the Canon focus. I have like the 5D3 here. I'm not quite sure if that works. It says on the box, but I'll still have to test it out. But I might pick up a 200D to test out with the Crane 2 with the follow focus and see how that works, because I want to see how it feels, if it's accurate or not, or if it's like really digital rotating. But also, like, you could just use the dual pix autofocus and have it focus quite well on your subject. See what else we have here. Works on 5D Mark III. Okay, so definitely gonna test that out. I've also tested out the C100 Mark II on the Crane 2. However, it was I still need to test out different lenses which give you the best setup. Also, because like last time I did a music video with the 10-18 I think on it, oh no, the 1022, and it was swaying a bit, so that was a bit too heavy on it, or it was a bit too top heavy for the whole entire setup. So I need to see if there is any fix for that. Okay. So any other questions here? It's a little bit digital. Have you ever heard of Baker Tuts transition plug-in? Remember beside your own transition track. Okay, Baker Tuts, I know he is an After Effects guy. I'm in totally, depends on if you like After Effects at all. Personally, I am more Premiere Pro. The reason why I don't really want to go into After Effects is because you just have to jump in and out the whole time. And also if you do anything altering it, personally, it's better to, if you're just editing videos and you want to be much quicker in editing, it's much better to stick inside of Premiere Pro than having to jump over to After Effects the entire time. Also, it makes much easier to do a lot of things. My favorite tripod and fluid head. Like personally, I have a lot of tripods, but I like, or at the moment, the one that I like to have around is actually this. It's not really a professional tripod, but for traveling, it's light. That's mainly it. It's very, very light to carry around. So we have like this box. It's not a very new kind of tripod. So I also have like the newer tripods, the B3 Live, and I don't really like it. The reason for that is you have that whole flip thing to flip around, and it makes it not even fit their own bags, which is kind of stupid. And also the size of this fits a lot of like Pelicans and everything, but also that one also, and also this fits my backpacks, a lot of the backpacks. The only thing is like it doesn't have like a nice fluid head. One thing I do really like also, this is the only one with like the handle straight in the middle, and you can actually cheat getting like a nice steady cam kind of shots with this because the handle is in the middle. It's actually like I did few weddings just walking with this to get like a steady shot, and then in post do like a warp stabilization. So because the handle is in the middle, it's actually easier to do that walking about, moving it. While if the handle is on the side, it will like go like it hang on the side, so it's less easier to do that fake gimbal or steadicam shot. While with this it's easier. Also this is lightweight, so hiking with this is really nice. However, like for professional, I have like a really big professional tripod, but it's a little bit expensive to suggest to you guys. I have like here like a big ass Manfrotto tripod. Is G7 the next step for my G6? Personally, it's a slight jump. It's literally just 4K and 1080p. So personally, I don't think like when I had it, also Cinelike D was like a big jump, but I would just try and save a little bit more and just get like the G85 because it has the IBIS and it makes life easier to do like handheld shots. So it's actually depend, like I see you guys saying the G7 is better than the G6, but it's literally the 4K and the Cinelike D. But if you want to have slow-mo, you're probably 1080p, 50 or 60p the whole time, and like you won't stick into 4K that much. Your views on the 70D? Honestly, you can get like the 200D, and it has like the better sensor and it's cheaper and small, lighter. So, and it also have like the dual pixel autofocus. So instead of the 70D, the 70D, unless you're going for photography, sports photography, it's slightly better with like more focus points. But up there, and I would check my destination. Let's see, came late. I guess you already know your next trip destination. Next trip destination is Japan, Tokyo, Japan. So if you are also in Japan, you guys can actually meet me there, or if you actually see me on the street, you can go there and just say hi to me, and I'll give you one of this. This is a small rubber sticky thingy, so you can stick your phone onto a window. What's the biggest camera you ever used? The C series. The biggest camera I ever used, not from Canon, is actually Arri Alexa. It's huge. Oh no, not Arri Alexa, because that is not big enough compared to the red one. The red one was ridiculous heavy and big. So I do not suggest you guys to buy one of those, because it's too heavy. You need to buy expensive tripod, expensive rigging, and a lot of things to make it workable, and also like the easy rig for it, because you're gonna break your back trying to rig that up on your shoulder. Okay, so much appreciated. Actually, Arri Alexa is also pretty heavy on the shoulder, but less heavy than the red one. Luckily, red has improved quite a lot over the years. Now it's like more smaller package, but the prices hasn't really gone down that much though. Rollei rock solid series. I don't really looked into the Rollei camera, so I don't know that much about them. See. So check it media. If you meet me in person, I can give you an autograph. You can write it on your face or anywhere you want. You mean okay, you guys actually like me doing the live shows. I actually like, if there anything else you guys want to see personally on the live shows, you guys can suggest me. So the next preset, so I've got a lot of presets actually still in work, so it's kind like making presets isn't like just a few minutes work, otherwise just make a few minutes tutorial. So it's quite a lot of work to make an entire set. So for me, it takes quite a lot of time to build those sets. Also, I need to find time building those sets. So I don't want, like, if there's like effects that you guys see that you want me to make, please drop me an email. There's an email in the description below, and I can check out the effect and see if I'll make a tutorial about it, if it's easy to do a tutorial, or if it's like better to have like an entire set built for it. See, new people change their video game. Because we had like Kate and I some called Who's Next. So right now, like, yeah, there's a lot of different things going on. There's a lot of people coming on the scene, like Peter McKinnon, and actually like Kai has jumped from Digital Ref to his own channel. Locke has also his own channel instead of being at Digital Ref. Digital Ref, not quite sure what's going on with their system right now, even though they asked me, but suddenly like their contacts just literally stopped. So I'm not quite sure what they want. And also, like, you guys, like with doing a lot of the travel videos, be more inspired by people, but don't copy them. because I've seen a lot of guys literally making a like entire copy video. So basically, instead of like have your own video with your own music, your own style, they have like entirely the same music, the same effect, the same title, the same things as like Sam Colder. Personally, like Sam Colder's in editing style is interesting, but if you make anything like an exact copy of his, you're just a copycat. Instead of doing that, it's much easier, much better to have like your own font. You can have like this, the same transitions, but like have like something that you have your or thought of yourself instead of being a total copy. Matt Como. I think Matt Como and Sam Colder like work together on stuff, right? So they basically like the same style. I don't really fully follow them. I've seen only a few videos, so. And also with the transitions, like the seamless transitions and everything, don't overdo it. I've seen some videos, it's literally like transition after transition after transition after transition. The thing is, I only use transitions when I feel like it's interesting to have this going to there. If the transitions makes it like a seamless thing. However, instead of going over transition, it's also kind of epilepsy triggering if you have like too much after each other. So also like a lot of people are asking like think my channel is all only about Premiere Pro. My channel is mainly about filmmaking and also a bit of photography, mainly a lot of creative things visually. And you guys, like this channel started with me doing packaging design stuff, later changed to actually filmmaking, DIY filmmaking, added like the Premiere Pro as a part to this channel. However, it is not the main thing. So like filmmaking has always been the main thing after a while, and we'll be also like showing you more techniques about filmmaking. We have like, we want to talk about more like techniques that has actually gone away. We have a lot of things coming up soon where we're going to show you more styles of like how Wong Kar-wai films like, because I think a lot of people nowadays forget about the old film techniques, and we'll be talking more about those, how you can apply it nowadays, and also like the styles are pretty interesting. So we'll be, if you have like any suggestion of like effects, you can always email me, but the main thing is like this channel is about filmmaking in total. So I will have Premiere Pro tutorials and also like product reviews showing you what kind of interesting products that are out there, but also which products is worth it and which products is not worth it. So graphic design, I haven't done it for a long while. I can still do it. I have like there's like a whole technique thing that you just like following a line of things to how to make a logo. But yeah, also like one thing I do need to start make like a video talk about people that they need to make a logo instead of just ripping off somebody else's logo. Because my logo is like my personal logo. I designed it like in when I was still a student, but it's logo design is quite interesting, but I see a lot of people like forget that it's a important thing for your business. started making feel like my own. Okay, so editing or doing vlogs with your phone is not that hard. Personally, I do it quite a lot. Right now, I'm even using a phone to film this. I have the Rode Smart Lav on me clipped on me for good audio. So it's not even that expensive, this microphone. So vlogging with a phone is actually quite doable. And the last video, the one at Rotterdam, showing you how to do a motion time lapse, that's also on the phone. And also I've used like a grade on it to make it look good, and which is actually by simple quick grade presets. So you guys can actually check that out, and how to grade or make your phone videos look actually better. And actually, personally, I think like if you're traveling, phone gimbal, phone, easy peasy. This fits into your backpack. That's much easier to go on vacation with, instead of having like GH5. Like, I don't understand how case Neistat can do it with like their big cameras. Like personally for me, unless he's literally holding it 24 hours in the day, like the entire time, then I understand it. But putting it in your bag, grabbing it out of your bag is just so annoying, and I rather not do that. Oh, let me look at filter. Okay, I'm not quite sure what you guys talking about with the microphone there. Okay, so the phone is your sister. Okay, so the main thing about like a lot of people say you don't have money for something. Like how I got my own first DSLR. So how I got my, like literally my first camera, which is a Minolta Z5. It can film in 480p, but it had like, it's a power zoom camera. So I've worked like the entire summer for it, saved up money and bought the camera. So it's your own mindset. You shouldn't say like, I don't have money for it. You just have to go out, find a job, find a part-time job, work in the weekends, get the money, because literally like it's like 2 months and you will be able to buy like a really good camera for like around 500 bucks. So you shouldn't say like you don't have money. You just have to know how you can get the money. Also, like the thing is, you of course don't have to buy it brand new. You can buy your camera secondhand and it be much cheaper. Of course, that is like you might be afraid of buying secondhand things, but it actually, like, a lot of things I have are secondhand. Actually, a lot of the lenses I have are secondhand. Right now, before I also had like a lot of secondhand cameras. I actually like at one point sold my old 550D and bought a new secondhand with the money from it, because like the old 550D, the rubber was gotten off and everything was like, I gave a lot of accessories with it because to get the price up a little bit, but bought then a 550D again to replace it, because it's also was like less damage than the one that I had. So secondhand, I really advise you guys, like if you're starting up, just buy a secondhand camera. It's much cheaper than buying a brand new camera, and you don't have to aim for the top end. You can aim for one that is okay, like to start with. What country? Okay, Croatia. I'm not quite sure how it is, but I think there's always like some shops that you can work at, some like McDonald's, or do paperwork, paper rounds, or all kind. There is all kinds. Just go searching for job adverts, and you will be able to find a job in something. There's always like summer jobs or part-time jobs, all kinds of like doing dishes at like a restaurant. So there's always somewhere you can find work to get like your money for your first camera, so you can start with and eventually grow to like the next level. Actually, like the G6, what's interesting, I bought one and then I bought like the second one, and the second one I bought was actually second hand, because and having two G6s filming at the same time makes much easier also at events and weddings, to have like two different lenses, so I didn't have to literally switch the cameras or also switch lenses. Just have them stuck onto one monopod and have to film two angles at the same time. It makes also the quality much nicer instead of having a 4K, one single 4K camera. So you can actually buy like two G6s and have like also like increase the quality of your work. Okay. Because like one thing right now, a lot of people think 4K and like 4K is the next thing, or you really need 4K. Personally, I am going to go film more with the C100 Mark II, and I feel like it's much easier, much better. And also like most of the time, like also with the Spark, it's 1080p. I don't think 4K is really that needed. For YouTube, it's not even needed. Not a lot of people is watching on a 4K monitor, and most of them are watching on their phone. So 1080p is still here and still going to last for a long time. Also, a lot of weddings, nobody's asking for 4K, and most of them don't even have like 4K projector, 4K TV at home. So even like 1080p looking at on those monitors still okay. Okay. So yeah, and also like people still asking for DVDs, which is 720p, or actually 480p 720p, or 480x720, which is like really low resolution. I wish people start asking for USB sticks, because it takes less time to actually give it to them, and also I can put 4K or 1080p on them much quicker than burning a DVD. There are no HDR 4K TVs. Yes, I know that there are all kinds of new. There's also like a crazy flat screen TV you can fold, but not everybody has it. And here, even though I have like a 5K iMac, I still watch, or like I don't watch. I'm still like looking at like a lot of videos in low resolution. Isn't that bad. Actually like 1080p on that monitor still looks really nice. I think let's wrap it up, because we've been here quite a long time. Okay, yeah, like with Blackmagic, with raw I like really quite a lot, especially doing raw time lapses with photos, but the process time takes so long. Right now the computers are just not ready for raw 4K that much yet, but also like I wish like raw 1080p is really nice, but I find the Blackmagic Pocket is not as sharp, even though a lot of people say it's super sharp, but like the 2.5K is just nice, slightly nicer, and just I wish the ISO is better. Also C200 has like this noise issue with like RAW, so I think, yeah, I'm not quite into RAW yet, but also like processing time, I really like to process everything much quicker. But let's actually wrap this up before my phone runs out of batteries. So hope you guys like this live video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you guys the next time, and see you guys in Japan. Bye bye.